Have you ever bought a gift for a kid, watched them lose interest in about 2 weeks, and then somehow ended up becoming personally invested in it yourself? Yeah, so that's exactly what happened to me. It was Christmas, and my 7-year-old was absolutely thrilled to unwrap an AeroGarden, one of those countertop hydroponic systems where you grow herbs and vegetables indoors with no soil or no sunlight. And he was all in it at first, helping me set up the pots, checking in the water level every single morning, watching for tiny sprouts like it was the most exciting thing in the world. And then he was done because patience is not a 7-year-old's strong suit. So there I was, suddenly the sole caregiver of a basil plant, two cherry tomato pods, and a jalapeno I hadn't planned on. I was hauling jugs of water to the kitchen counter on a schedule, and you know what? I didn't mind one bit because somewhere between the first harvest and the second, I it stopped being about the gift. It became my hobby. Now I've got 2 units going, and I'm planning to grow more vegetables, and I can actually use in our family meals, and it's the reason I'm standing here today. So today I want to walk you through exactly how an aero garden system works, from the setup to maintenance to the harvest, and to show you why this technology makes year-round indoor growing something any household can actually do. Setting this up is generally very simple than what it actually looks. First, you insert your seed pods directly into the designated slots. These have 3 each. There's no digging, no soil, no mess. Each pod contains a seed embedded in a small grow medium. You click them in, label them if you want to track what's where, and that part is done. Then you fill them with water right up to the fill line and add the liquid plant food that comes with the unit. That plant food is key. It delivers the nutrients your plants would normally pull from soil directly into the water, and you only need to add it once every 2 weeks. Set a reminder on your phone, that's what I do, and then you're good to go. Finally, the LED grow light, which is built right into the hood, um, which will eventually do the rest. It runs on an automatic timer, mimicking the natural light cycle. Your plants don't need a window, they don't need sunlight, they just need the light, the water, and those nutrients. Every 2 weeks, same time you add the plant food, you'll do a quick maintenance routine. It takes maybe about 15 minutes. Drain and refresh the water, rinse the filter inside the reservoir and check it for any buildup. Then take a look at your plants, trim any leaves that are touching the water, blocking light from the smaller plants below, and that's it. 2 weeks, 15 minutes. This system generally runs itself between those sessions. Now, the best part, let's talk about when you actually get to use what you're growing. Basil is your fastest win, which is this tall plant right here. You'll see it ready to snip in about 3 to 4 weeks. Once it hits 4 to 6 inches tall, you can start harvesting leaves, and the more you trim, the bushier and more productive it gets. Fresh basil on pasta, pizza, capri salads, it's a game changer when it came from your kitchen counter. Cherry tomatoes takes a little bit more patience, somewhere between 60 and 80 days from planting to your first ripe fruit. But when those little red tomatoes start happening, incredibly satisfying. Toss them in a salad, roast them, or just eat them straight off the vine. Jalapenos are in the 70 to 90 day range. When they're fully green and firm, they're ready. If you let them go a little longer, they'll turn red and get sweeter. Either way, fresh jalapenos for tacos, guacamole, eggs in the morning, it's a whole vibe. The rule of thumb here is to harvest fully ripe produce as soon as it's ready. Don't eat ripe vegetables. Sitting on the plant, it slows down new growth. Here's something a lot of AeroGarden users don't realize. You don't have to keep your plants indoor forever. Once your seedlings are established, typically 4 to 6 weeks in, you can transplant them outside into the soil and let them keep growing. The key is something called hardening off. You can't just pull a plant from a controlled indoor environment and stick it in the ground. The shock will set it back significantly. Instead, you introduce it to outdoors gradually. Start by putting your plant outside in a snagged spot for just an hour or two a day. Over the course of a week to 10 days, slowly increase the time and the sun exposure. By the end of that process, it's ready for full outdoor life. When you transplant, do it in the evening or in an overcast day. Avoid the midday heat. Water thoroughly after planting and give it a few days to adjust before expecting it to take off. Cherry tomatoes, especially, will thank you for a steak or a cage once they're in the ground. They grow fast outdoors.
Pretty cool.
One of the biggest things that draws people to hydroponic systems and what the research consistently supports is that these systems completely remove the dependency on outdoor conditions. It doesn't matter if it's January in Minnesota or July in Texas. Your AeroGarden operates in a sealed, controlled environment. Temperature, light cycles, nutrient delivery, all of it is regulated by the unit itself. In fact, studies from Cornell's Controlled Environment Agriculture Program show that hydroponic growing can produce results up to 5 times faster than traditional soil gardening, precisely because the plant isn't spending energy searching for nutrients. Everything it needs is delivered directly to the roots. That means fresh herbs and vegetables 12 months a year, no garden space required, no outdoor growing season to wait for, whether you're in an apartment or in a house with no yard or just someone who's never had a green thumb. This technology levels the playing field. So to bring it all the way back to where we started, what began as a Christmas gift for a 7-year-old who lost interest in week 3 has turned into one of my favorite parts of my day. I've learned how hydroponic systems work at a scientific level. I've grown food my family actually eats, and I've discovered that growing things, even in the middle of winter on a kitchen countertop, is generally good for the soul. Today we covered how to set up an AeroGarden system, how to maintain it in a simple 2-week schedule, when to expect your basil, cherry tomatoes, and jalapenos to be ready for harvest, how to successfully move your plants outdoors when you're ready, and why this technology makes year-round indoor growing accessible to any household. No yard, no soil, no growing season required. My 7-year-old gave up on it. I didn't, and honestly, I owe him a thank